In this video, you'll learn how to embed a Google Drive resource folder into your site. One of the benefits of adding a resource folder is it'll save you time. Instead of inserting each individual file, you'll be able to insert a folder that contains all of the files you want students to be able to access. So I'm going to go to my Drive, and I want to embed this Progressive Era resources folder for my students. And let's say that these are two files that I want students to access. One of the first things that I'd like to do is I want to create a shareable link for this folder. Oops. And I want to toggle on, and I want to make sure that it has the setting anyone with the link can view. If you're not sure, you can right-click again on it, press share, and just double check that it says anyone with the link can view. Now, if you just keep it to anyone at your domain can view, if the students aren't logged in and maybe they're viewing it on their phones, they won't have access. So this is the best link sharing setting unless you have a document that's super secure. Now, the reason why we're going to share the folder instead of share these two files is it's going to save us time, because anytime I take two files and I move them into a folder, you'll see this message. If I put these items in the folder, then everyone who can see the folder will therefore be able to see those items. So I'm going to go ahead and OK to that. So now with one sharing setting, everything I move into this folder will then be shared. So let me come back into my website, and I'm going to use the Insert menu. And instead of adding these files one by one, I can go and use the Drive option. And let's see, you know what? I may have to refresh this page so that it updates. And now I see my Progressive Era. And how I know it's shared is I see that little sharing icon right on the folder. So instead of double clicking this and opening it up to view the files, I'm going to click on the folder once and insert the entire folder. And then I also would like to relocate these to the proper section. Once inserted from there, I can resize the view as I'd like. I also can toggle between list view and grid view. So if I use the sprocket, I can change to grid view, which gives the students an idea of what the document looks like. I prefer list view, but that's a preference up to you. All right, one more thing I want to show you. Another cool thing that you can do is, let's say that you have a file and you want to keep it organized in your Drive where it is, but you also want it to be in that shared folder. What you can do is click on the folder, hit Shift and Z, and then pick the folder that you want it to go into. All right. And what you're going to see is this file is still here, but it's now also in this folder. It lives in two places. It is actually the same file. If I change this, it changes the other because there's not two files, but they live in two places. So it's a nice way to organize files for your students. And when I hit refresh, you'll see that that file shows up here. So the other nice thing about this is that you don't need to come back and update your site with materials. As you update that shared folder in your Google Drive, your site will automatically update. One last thing before I go, and this is very important to keep in mind, if you are embedding a folder into your site, keep in mind how you're naming your files. Make the file names consistent. If you want to, you can rename the files. Let's call this one 003. And we'll rename this one 002. And the reason why we do that is because this will now alphabetize or make the files appear in the order in which you'd like them to appear. So those are some tips for embedding Google Drive files into your site. Thanks for watching.